Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for another bench press day. And I'm continuing with what I'm doing, and I need to clarify. Some people are like, man, you're having 315 get really heavy now. What's going on? You're regressing. They're not realizing I'm benching flat back. I'm also, every workout I'm trying to go wider and wider. So what I'm trying to do here is make every rep as difficult as possible. I'm trying to build muscle. Okay, at this point for a while, I'm going to really hammer my body composition more. I want to gain muscle in all the right places. I want to get leaner. And that will translate into bigger lifts. If I get really good at the flat back benching, blow my pecs way up. Get good at the incline benching. Do full range of motion tricep movements. It will all translate to a big bench. When I go back over to even the technique I used for that 315 for 8 or the 335 for 5, where I've got straps, a belt, arch, everything, it's going to work out because I'm just going to be stronger. Also going to be less injury prone. So that's the idea. So hopefully people understand what I'm doing. But they are not the same lifts. So like you guys have seen me, if you watch, for example, watch that 335 for 5 I did, even though it was paused, the range of motion was shorter. It was an easier exercise. You know, I've got everything ratcheted up. I've got arching. I've got wrist wraps. I've belted up everything. It's a different lift. This is just so much harder, and I'm trying to do my rep work this way too. Right, I'm doing the rep work the same way. So I'm doing 275 with these, trying to do really solid pauses. I want every rep to count. And again, the goal, I want to put as much tension as possible on my pectorals. All right, for rowing, I decided for a bit I want to do full bent over rows. Some people would say, why? I want the grip training. I want the extra grip training. I want the extra stretch. I love barbell rows off the floor, also called pin leg rows. I love them a lot. I want to get that stretch, and I like the extra grip work. The same thing I can get from dumbbells, basically. I'm now making it very similar to my dumbbell rows, but here's the difference. It's easier for me to set up, and I can get it done quicker. That's kind of the thing. It just takes forever for me to do both arms, especially if I'm going to do more than 3 sets. And I'm going to start building the sets up. It's just quicker. It's less work for me to just drop that bar into my deadlift jack and throw 2 plates on it, so I can just get the workout done. It's not that I think it's better, and my low back and everything is strong enough. I'm not worried. I'm not hammering massive amounts of posterior chain work. It's all fairly moderate at the moment, and I'm going hard on the reverse hypers. My low back can take it. Okay, low back can take it. So again, it's just what I'm going to do for a bit. Now for the incline, I did something stupid today. I did something really dumb. I'll own it. I'm going to put it up for you guys to see. I went to grab the 225. This 6 felt really easy. I'm like, you know what? Instead of me just sticking, with what I should be doing, working with 225 and just getting really strong at it, I'm like, let me go for 275. Because I felt like I could get 3 reps with it. I don't need to be going that heavy on the incline. I don't have my technique perfect yet. I need to practice, finding my best touch point. I need to get strong at it. Plus, I was really fatigued. That benching, that widest grip benching I've done, all that was wide. My chest was really tired. I came in and I just got stapled. And I've got a big old mark down my chest from me having to roll it to those safeties because they're at the base of my chest. So, silly me, I lowered it. I couldn't groove it right. That left side, I just didn't have the chest strength. And I should have been strong enough, but I wasn't. Again, silly me. So I then decided, make up for it, I'll put an extra weight on the last set of rows. All right, lesson learned. I need to check my ego. I can go heavy on the benching. I can do 275 for the rep work. I need to be sticking with 225, at the most 245 for the incline. I need to build that muscle up. So my ego got the best of me. I'll own it. But I should have been able to do that, but I didn't. All right, I decided, since my shoulder mobility is improving, and I'm like, let me do these as laying extensions instead of core crushers. Let's start getting behind the head. Let's really work on range of motion, okay? What are we doing with the other stuff? All these other movements, range of motion. The rows let me go deeper. Trying to pause a little at the bottom, get that stretch at the bottom of the curls. First 3 sets of these, I went pretty light, and I'm like, really, this weight's too light. I'm hitting like 15 reps. It's too light, okay? It's getting too light. So I increased weight for the final set of all of these, and I still got at least 10 reps. I didn't count. I didn't count these reps on any of this. I was just focused on the movement. I was really focused on trying to get stretches, trying to really work the muscle and just take these sets to fatigue, and I didn't count reps. I don't know, they're like 12, 15, 16, whatever for the lighter weight, and then I got around 10, maybe 11 for the final sets. Again, I was so trying to just focus on really getting these muscles working the way that they need them to work. I really have to bring my arms up. Okay, that I forgot to count reps. I couldn't focus on both. Because again, I'm trying to focus on the stretching. I was trying to really feel the stretch on everything. Trying to get the muscles into those lengthened positions, trying to get range of motion. Yes, I wore shoes today. I need to wear shoes. You guys saw on my wall, some of my son Jamie's been giving me a hard time about barefoot. He's like, you're going to get ringworm, you're going to get parasites. But trying to get that full stretch here, trying to get the arms locked at the bottom of the curls. Okay? And then I'm almost doing on all these like a drag curl. This is what the old school guys used to call it, where you keep the bar close to your body. So then we have plenty of tension at the lockout or at the top, but then we're still getting the full extension and stretch at the bottom. Again, just trying to work the bicep as hard as possible. Right? Even though it turns it a little more multi-joint, just like both of these are more multi-joint, the whole idea though is that we're getting good stretches. We're getting good stretches on all these movements. Trying to get that range of motion, range of motion, range of motion. That's where I have to improve on everything, right? Wide grip benching, wide gripping, inclining, trying to keep flat back, trying to keep my butt planted hard on the incline. Okay? Build muscle. When I start doing pull-ups, which will be the goal, and I'm not going to do them until I can do them safely, same thing, I need them to be dead hangs. So I'm trying to get the stretches at the bottom of the rows. Trying to get muscles into lengthened positions. Okay? We have to get bigger, have to get more jacked. Got to train smarter. Right? We have to train smarter. And no, it's not saying, hey, you can use a lighter weight in mind-muscle connection. I'm not talking about mind-muscle connection. I am talking about putting tension on the muscles. Getting the muscles into the disadvantageous positions to where they're stretched. Got to build mobility. Same thing, how do we avoid tearing biceps on the deadlift? We better have that ability to lock those arms hard. You have to learn to stretch those biceps. All right, same thing on all this tricep stuff. I get a really good stretch with normal skull crushers, but this does stretch in theory a little more. So I'm trying to work that range of motion. So we get that little bit of a pullover effect. And I'm also improving at the pullovers, and I want to keep working those. Again, chatting with all the bros from the podcast, Lewis has got to where he can do a full range of motion straight arm at the bar. So it's like, okay, I gotta get there. Got to get to that point. So yeah, the last sets here, I went a little heavier. I put another 10 on each side of the skull crushers. I went up to 95 pounds on these curls. Still got plenty of weight. And again, notice I'm getting that extension at the bottom. I'm pausing it for just a second in that stretch position. For those who are curious how I'm doing that, I'm leaning forward. Don't lean back, lean forward so that when your arms are extended, you're not hitting your quads. Because the bigger your quads get, the easier it is to cheat there. Even that strict curl event people do, they start in a bent position oftentimes. They've got it against their quads. They're still not working the bicep. Even though it's quote-unquote strict, they're not working the bicep. So I'm messing with some stuff here, pointers from different people I know, some other really, really good lifters. I see them doing pullovers, chatting with some of them. Obviously Jamie and Lewis and those guys. Chatted with Vogel about these. You guys saw him from my last meet. He's big on pullovers. He gave me some advice for positioning. Again, trying to get that long range of motion. Trying to do them now with the barbell arms. Trying to get my elbows locked. So I'm sliding further down the bench. I'm trying to work on dropping hips lower, getting the upper back up on the bench. Of course, the towel's becoming an issue, but I'm sweaty. I got to have it. The range of motion, look, we're getting better. Okay, look, it's getting better. Is it perfect? No. Are we making progress? Yes. Now, that needs to be all the way behind my head. When we can do that, we're in a good place. So I'm trying to stretch it as far as I can. But have I made a couple inches of progress? Yes. Yes, I have. So we'll keep doing that. We're going to keep working that. I've got to get the mobility there. I've got to get my shoulder health there. All right? Going to keep working it bit by bit without overdoing it and injuring myself. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.